Minto, there we go. Welcome everybody to the RETR Morning Show. I'm your host, Scott Hudspeth. As always, excited to be here with every single person that shows up. We are here to inspire and ignite and all the above. And I think real quick, isn't there a birthday in the house? Jerry Oka. Is it your birthday, Jerry? Am I getting that wrong?
Sure enough is.
Woo! Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, brother.
Thank you.
Go.
All right. Without further ado, man, I want to give Charles the most time because he's an amazing guy. Super excited that he's in here in Orlando, so we get to hang out, which I'm super excited about. So Charles Pennant, there's so much here. Speaker, trainer, John Maxwell certified team founder, Supernaturally Human LLC, helping people unlock their unique superhuman gift. So excited to have you here, brother.
Thank you.
Honored. And let's share a little bit about you, man. Tell us a little bit about yourself and let's get this started.
I'm just, can everybody hear me?
Yeah, man.
Excuse me, can I just get a little bit of motion from everybody? How is everybody feeling today? If you could do me a favor, I'm sorry, I'm a little bit of a different guy. Can you unmute your mic and just give me a little love? How you doing? How you doing, family? Talk to me.
Yo.
Go.
Doing well. Amazing, mate.
Okay. Okay, I feel it. Thank you very much. I really don't want to get deep into myself and everything. I appreciate you, Scott. I just like to help people grow, but it's really today. It's really not about me. Scott, I wanted to say you have created an incredible platform, pouring into LOs all over the nation. And since we met, like I had shared with you before, and I want to share with everybody here, I don't know how many people have gone back to your YouTube page because you have Roberto, he's talked about that belief system. You had Allie, and she shared how using our body language is strong. And then there was Ryan W., and he was talking about being a better teacher. Tanya, she talked about doing that brain dump. Then there's my boy, Jamie Miller. He's the communication ninjutsu. And then you, Scott, you did the 5 Ds. I loved it. So let me start like this. Do you guys mind if I ask you a question? Is it fair enough to say that everybody on this call, and unmute your mics, that you trust in Scott's judgment to bring you value on a day-to-day basis? Yes 100%. Or no?
Yep. 100%.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Excellent. So do I need really to share my resume with you in order for you to trust that Scott is trying to put high quality people in front of you? Yes or no?
No.
Correct. We don't want to see it.
Hey,
Just
okay.
in time, bud.
Forget you then. You don't want to see my resume. It was so
Get to the
nice. I
good
put it
stuff.
on paper and everything. Lord of mercy. Okay.
I've never seen Scott's resume.
Hey, that's a Jamie lesson.
Excellent, guys. Listen, I promise I'll share a little bit more about me, but like I said, today really is about you. And thinking about coming here and sharing value with some high producer LOs, I thought about the state of the marketplace, and Scott shared some stuff with me earlier. But my question is, what if the biggest edge in today's market isn't your rate sheet, isn't your CRM, isn't your pipeline? What if it's your alignment? Now, from what I see, everybody is probably sitting down. Anybody ever like get a crick in their neck? You ever get that, Scott? Crick in your neck from sitting down a little bit too long, and then you gotta find a chiropractor, or I mean, please, joint chiropractors popped up everywhere.
Yes, they did.
Listen, there's all the tools out there. There's all the tricks. There's all the gurus. And you guys have way more knowledge than me when it comes to mortgages. Yet what I realize is until your mission is truly aligned with what you do, nothing's going to really change. So if you're at a 10 million level and you're trying to get to that 20 million level, or you're at the 50 million level and you're trying to get all the way up to that 100 million level, It's not going to change unless you really, really understand your mission. So my question is, what's your mission? You see, what I realize is the world's flooded with information. It's overwhelmed with a lot of automation and tricks, and it's paralyzed. Scott and I were just talking about this. Anybody do any Netflix and chilling over the past couple of years? Anybody?
Every day.
Bueller? Oh man, y'all all quiet. Social media.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, listen, with all of that said, the variable is you, your presence, your execution, your mission. So today, to me, and sorry, I'm a little bit different, it's about unlocking your superhuman powers. But first, I need to share with you the most important sentence that you will ever hear in 2025.
Dang.
What you do matters, and it matters to so many people. Many you will never meet. Once again, what you do matters, and it matters to so many people, many you will never meet. Now, if there's nothing else I share here today, I pray if God takes me away, that you remember that and you move tomorrow with intentional purpose. So I said I'd share a little bit about me. All right. I'm a Jamaican bred, English born, Orlando raised kid. I grew up loving superheroes. Oh, sure, I've got my friend Black Panther that's sitting on my desk. I got signage that is going up in the house. I love superheroes. And here's the reason why I love superheroes. And I'm a date myself because I used to watch Thundercats, and then there was G.I. Joe, and then Transformers, and then reading the Marvel and the DC comic books. It was cool because there was a mission. And it was a mission-based, save the world type of mindset. The cool thing is I translated that into also real heroes. One of my earliest heroes was a real estate team. It was one LO and one realtor. And they both came together. They took care of my Aunt Tat. She was the matriarch of our family. And she bought her home here in Central Florida. And then because of what they did, she referred them to her other sister and my uncle, and they bought a home. Then she referred them to my parents, and they bought a home. Guys, I got to grow up within a 1 mile radius of an entire Jamaican colony in Central Florida. Those real estate assets gave me Sunday dinner every other Sunday with my family. It helped me grow up with my cousin playing basketball. It funded many, including mine, familial college educations. And most importantly, it cared for multiple elderly family members during illness and end of life. Guys, I never met my LO, my family's LO. My realtor introduced my family to the church that I got baptized in. One half of that dedicated team, I don't even know the LO's name yet. The work that they did affected my family for generations. It's legacy, guys. Years later, after hard work, passion, and love of people, I worked in real estate and I climbed the ranks. So to share with you, I'm the first African-American sales manager in the state of Florida for the #1 builder in the nation. I was running the top selling team in my division with a backlog of 900 closings per year. For the past decade, I have poured into people, trained new home consultants and realtors, some LOs, to be better, to be more. All this to say, what you do matters. I want you guys to think right now, if you're into superheroes, or even if you're not into superheroes, if you were traveling through and somebody saw you and a little kid saw you, what would be your superhero name? I want you to even think of, this is even more important. What if what you did saved somebody's life? How would you act? How would you move? Would you have a different walk? See, everybody in our industry has what I call a 3G, and it's not, with the cell phones. I call it your God-given gift. Now, I'm not here to preach. You call it what you want. You can say the universe, you can say the source, I say God. Whatever you call it, you have a higher design. You have a purpose. You have a superpower. And given our similarities as humans, there's something very unique about you, and it's not downloadable. You must discover it. You must develop it. You must deliver it. But let me be real. Scott and I were talking earlier on this. Here, I live in the state of Florida. State of Florida has the largest demographic of real estate professionals in the nation. I wish the test was harder because especially after, like Scott and I were talking about COVID, so many people jumped into the business. You're a LO, you be making that money? I can do what you do easy. Really? So many professionals out there are operating at 10% of their power. As Scott said, another percent. So I'm going to drop it down. I think a lot more than 50% here in Florida, I don't know about your state, operates at a low frequency. And if they operate at a low frequency, guess what? It makes it worse for the ones that want to operate at a higher frequency, because that's what the marketplace sees. Your 3G can't rise with dysfunction, is not going to manifest in a burnout. It's not going to break loose if you're negative, heart's heavy, or hands are idle. And here's the reality on that, guys. I don't care how high producing you are a human being. Not one of you, not me. We're not perfect. It's okay to not be okay sometimes. But then I got to pick myself up. I got to brush off my knees. I got to see where my dysfunction is. I got to see that I'm burned out, because if you've been in this industry for more than 10 years, Scott, have you ever felt a little burnout? Just a little?
A lot burnout. Yeah.
A
lot.
So it's not just me. Guys, once again, what you do matters. So about that alignment thing, remember my cousin that I was telling you about, that he got to play basketball with me? Actually, I got to play basketball with him. He beat me up all of the time. He's a female. Now, 20 years later, one of his sons is a 6'9" senior phenom. Colleges are looking at him. But for years, my cousin didn't do it. I did. In being his mental coach, his mom and so many people was like, oh man, you're gonna blow and people gas his head up. Great talent, but he did not, his engine, if anybody knows sports and you see somebody's engine, the engine didn't turn on, the light didn't switch. And I was wondering, and he'd have games where 1 minute he'd have 10 points and another minute he'd have 5 points. It was really, really inconsistent. And then reality hit me. I watched him play, and I took a minute and I shared with him his 3 H's. I like things in threes. Sorry, guys. And I said, once your head, your heart, and your hands are aligned, your 3G is going to flourish. When your head thinks right and your heart feels right and your hands do right, you grow right. But the craziest thing, guys, was this was not a lesson for him. It was a lesson for me. He taught me. So let me put more flesh on it. Your head. What are you feeding your mind daily? You guys are on here. You're here to get not just motivated. And here's the thing. I have it in my title, motivational speaker. I'm actually going to change it after this, because as I was thinking about talking to you guys, I realized I can't motivate you. I can talk to you. I can share my experience. You can share your experience. I can actually demotivate you. I can bring you down. And there's a lot of people. Scott was just sharing with me a post that he wrote. And so I'm going off kilt here because of the conversation I had with Scott a couple of minutes ago. Anybody that is demotivating you in any way, shape, or form, you need to put the earmuffs on. Sorry for the prop. I'm not Gallagher. I'm not going to bring out any watermelon and smash it for my old school people. Only one person got that. Guys, you can unmute, laugh, and say, Charles, you're crazy. It is what it is. This is interactive. Give me some love. But
Splash zone.
There we go. But seriously, what are you feeding your mind daily? I'm going to even go a little bit deeper. Is it fear or is it faith? Is it scarcity or is it a strategy? John Maxwell, in his book, The 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth, he speaks about the law of curiosity, where he says curiosity, imagination, and creativity take us beyond the ordinary, expand our thinking to be more. My question to you is, what is your growth plan? If I sat with you for 15 minutes, could you pull out your growth plan and show it to me on paper? You want to expand. That's why you're here. That's why you're listening to a crazy guy that you never met before with an SH on his chest and everything, thinking that he's going to fly away. That's why we're here. Number two is your heart. Are you emotionally connected to why you do what you do? I want you to go with me for a minute. So imagine you go to your mailbox, you open up your mail, and it says, Jason. Yeah, you, Jason Walters. Hey, I just wanted to write this letter to you, Jason, because it's been 7 years, and I know you probably don't even remember me, but you and your realtor partner sold me a home 7 years ago. I actually had a foreclosure on my books and was going through a divorce and newly remarried and trying to start over. And you don't know this, but 3 LOs prior to you and 2 realtors told me that I would never buy another house. And with all of my troubles and stuff, you and the realtor kept me on point and got me into a home. The reason why I'm sending you this letter is because after I moved into the home, I did exactly what you said, even though I didn't want to. I paid a little extra money every single month to pay down that debt. And the home appreciated so well. 3 years after I moved into the home, I had a diagnosis of cancer. And I guess it was whatever pre-existing or whatever, blah, 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 but my insurance turned me down. And I'm like, oh, dear God, I've already lost the home. I love my wife, my kids. What am I going to do? And we looked and we saw that we had so much equity in the home that I went and pulled money out of the home. And because the doctors and I had the money and I paid for it quickly and I got in, I'm now in remission. And I know there's a whole lot more, but I've been thinking about this heavy. That's why I had to write this letter, is that if it wasn't for you guys not giving up on me, I don't know where I'd be or my family would be. So, Jason, I just wanted to thank you, man.
Whew. That's heavy, bro.
So is it just about money
Mm.
or is it about more?
Mm.
Next up I got my head, I got my heart, now I got my hands. Are your actions disciplined, consistent, and moving in the way of excellent? I want to share a couple of names with you. And it's crazy because everybody will get some type of feeling when I say this name. One just put on a green jacket a couple of days ago, and he did it after a decade of not. McElroy.
Mm.
Another one has been at the top of the game, went all the way down, came back up. Woods.
Mm.
Another one shoots free throws like crazy, shoots 3-pointers from at home while he's playing a game. Curry. Another one's got like, I don't know, he's Benjamin Button or something. James.
Mm.
Bryant. Jordan. Musk. There's so many names. And here's the crazy thing. I heard you, Scott, as far as with the reality is you don't get to be known just by your last name unless you're disciplined, consistent, and going after excellence.
Mm.
This brings in really the law of intentionality. Growth is the only guarantee, I promise you, it's the only guarantee that things are going to get better. So you want to unlock your 3G, you've got the 3 H's, you really need to align your internal system with your external mission. So once again, I ask you, what is your mission? By now, is it fair to say, and please somebody answer, that people don't buy mortgages?
Mm.
So if they don't buy mortgages, what do they buy? They're buying confidence, clarity, they're buying connection, they're buying security. I know they are buying legacy. So if this is the case, then you're not an LO. My friend Jamie Miller shares with his clients about when he goes out and introduces himself in a networking event to communicate differently. This is not about you communicating with anybody differently. This is about you communicating with yourself differently. You are a leader. And leadership is influence. Nothing more, nothing less. Listen, years of reading, years of listening to other speakers, years of following my mentors and leading teams all brought me to 4 things that I know that you must do to expand your influence in today's noisy world, because it's really, really noisy. First thing is educate. I need you to bring it down a notch and help and meet people where they're at. So my wife is an LP, and over the years, I've talked with so many agents and so many LOs about deals that fell through and what was wrong, and it was always the buyer's fault. Don't get me wrong. As a salesperson, as a manager, I know our buyers do some crazy things at times. But nobody needs a guru. Everybody needs a guide.
Mm.
Simplify the process. Walk beside them. You have no idea how many conversations I talk with my wife, and it sounds just like my mother, who was a nurse, that she would share when I was young about when she would talk to the patients, and the patients would thank her and thank my wife for explaining things. And then they would say, well, yeah, the doctor didn't want to take the time. My wife has told me where a buyer has said, well, the LO, the sales agent, the realtor didn't want to take the time. Be a guide, not a guru. Number 2, enlighten. Whew. I love seeing the light turn on in people. So I need you to help your clients. I need you to help your realtors and your builder partners that are out there see your vision. Make the future feel real. Number 3 is empower. Leave everyone feeling stronger after every communication. I want to be a person of value that values people and adds value to people. Empower people to move in the light that you need them to move, because you know that if they do, it will benefit them. And number 4, have fun, entertain. Here's the thing. I want to move away from transactions and I want to move toward transformations. It is your energy. It is your presence. It is your storytelling that will help. So how are you going to keep this alignment, the power, all of this going? Well, back in 2002, I had started working at this company, at the little shop. It's called Dynatech. It's a personal development company, and it worked with some of the biggest names in real estate investing and stock market trading at the time. It's where my world would change forever. It's where I met my mate. I still can't say it, Jamie. I met my brother. See, it's funny. We're both from across the pond, but I was raised here. And whenever he sends me a text message, he says mate. And whenever I send him a text message, I say brother. But I know when he sends me mate, I'm still his brother. And he knows whenever I send him brother, I'm still his mate. Remember what I said before about transactional versus transformational. And in some way, shape, or form, we have transformed because of the relationship each other. And that's what I hope in some way, shape, or form you're doing every single day. But it's your mission. So back to Dynatech. So I started on this personal growth path I didn't even realize that I was on. And after 23 years on this journey, different titles, I realize, as from talking to friends, my wife, and anybody that's worked with me, my mission has always been the same. I love to build people up and see them shine. So I developed the acronym based upon the name of the company, Dynatech. So I took Dyna, and then I took the word Chi, which is CHI, which is my nickname because I thought that I was going to, Scott, seriously, I thought I was going to be a rapper.
Come on, baby. Hey,
me and my cousins back in the
old,
90s,
brother.
okay, we were just going at it. And so that was my name because I lived in Chicago. So I was like, I'm shy, even though I wasn't shy. I have this really, really sweet, demure voice. And for years, I used that for myself, and it's grown how I move daily. And this is my mission. I've been talking about mission, but I haven't shared mine. So I'll share mine with you guys. This is my mission. I'm Charles Geo Pennant. Yes, Geo. My parents named me Go on the middle. And the G is for Garvey. I'm named after Marcus Garvey, who started the Pan-African movement, the precursor to Martin Luther King. And Ojukwu is my African name. So I'm Charles Geo Pennant. I dynamically yield new energy by channeling higher intelligence in order to release my 3G to aid others in being superhuman naturally. Now, I know not everybody on the planet, some of you guys may not create your own acronym. And I know my wording for me, from other people hearing it, it may be weird. So I decided to give you more flesh so that it can hopefully resonate. So this is it, guys. It's a 7-step journey I call Dynachi, your path really to becoming supernaturally human. And the first one, D, is discover. Discover your identity. It's not your title, what you're calling. The Y is yield. Slow down. There's this old hip hop song from Brand Nubian. It's called Slow Down. I need you to slow down and surrender the whole hustle thing and align your mission. The N is to navigate adversity. Listen, there's this great song. If anybody's into R&B, there was this band back in the day. It's called New Edition. They said, storms will come. This I know for sure. But tell me, can you stand the rain? It's the proving ground, guys. E is embrace your uniqueness. If you guys haven't noticed, I have this really, really soft, sweet, demure, kind voice. And for years, I shied away from it. I didn't, especially like me putting myself out on video, or I was like, oh, I don't like the sound of that voice. He sounds hideous, like the State Farm commercial. I remember when I was young, because you understand, growing up in a Jamaican household that moves over here to the United States, they teach all of their Western Jamaicans to speak such proper English because they don't want, and this is back in the 80s and 90s, they didn't want their kids to have any stigma. So I spoke very proper English as a young kid, to where when I moved from Chicago down here to Florida, I had some people that when I'd say, hello, how are you doing? Other kids would make fun of me because my voice was deep from when I was young and I spoke such proper English. So I shied away from it and backed away from it. And I'm not doing it anymore. And I need you not to do it anymore. I need you to embrace your uniqueness, your story, your voice, your energy. That is your advantage. C, commit 100% right here now to mastery. How many of you have gone back and rewatched Scott's videos on YouTube and gone through, and you can fast forward and taken notes, and taken those notes with your mission, if you have your mission written down, which you should, and said, okay, these things align with my mission. Now I'm going to move in a stronger light. I need you to commit to mastery. And then once you've made that commitment to mastery, then you need to hone your habit. Your systems must match your vision. And I impact the world. Your job isn't about loans. It is about legacy. This is how you're going to move from average to aligned, from 10 million to 50 million, from 50 million to 100 million. This is where you're going to take your potential and turn it into power. This is where you're not just human, but you're really, really superhuman. You don't hustle for a breakthrough anymore because you are the breakthrough. And you're really not chasing success, but you're channeling it. What you do matters, guys, and it matters to so many people who will never meet you. But my question is, what's your mission? Scott, that's all I got for you. If anybody wants to ask me a question, got love for you.
So much love for this. I think everybody's on the edge of their seat. So if anybody, Kathleen,
you're wonderful.
Julie,
I couldn't write fast enough.
Yeah.
I appreciate your words, but once again, to me, it is, you have a gift. Every single person on this call has got something. I was watching your videos, and if you guys aren't tapping in to what Martin said with the smaller builders, because every person on this call can get a builder client. It might not be a DR Horton, but you can get a builder client. And every state that you're in has a builder, what we have here in Central Florida, GOBA, which is the Greater Orlando Builders Association. Every state, every city's got a major builder association that you can start to go to and network with. And that's where you're going to really find the contractors and the smaller builders. Please, it ain't me. I know because I've done it, but then you got somebody right in there, Martin, that shared with you guys. Go back, watch the video of how to get more business. But I appreciate everything. Scott, once again, I appreciate you, brother.
I appreciate you too, brother. I just want to say that I can't hear this enough. I think that I speak for a lot of people, and I'm sure that I do, that we need to hear this on a daily basis. And I think rewatching this and rehearing this, and some people had to leave, and I think that he said so many things. I think the one thing that hit me the most was that we will there's people that'll get something from us that we'll never meet. And it wasn't quite said like that, but I think that is, I had somebody, this is no joke, I had somebody that I talked to yesterday that 7 years ago, I was coaching him, and he made a decision to make a move and do something different. And he thanks me for pushing him to make that move. And now he's in a much better place 7 years ago. And,
Nice.
that happens all the time, that I don't know that people are hearing it, seeing it, listening, taking action until sometimes never. Right, like you said, but yeah. I was thankful enough that he called me and told me that, so it was pretty cool. I want to bring on, if he's still here, I want you to hear this. Stephen Q, you still here? Stephen,
I'm here.
Hey,
I'm
buddy.
from the Shy. Come on now.
Come on, baby.
What's going on, brother?
What's up, man?
Yeah, I want you to tell your story, man.
Yeah, I pushed that out there. You know, you were talking about, Charles, you're talking about education, and I've been in 25 years, long time from Arizona, moved to Chicago 2 years ago, end of this month. Hardest time to move out here. People heard my story, Marilee, and a lot of people, I've known for a long time. And it's different. Shy's a different place to be. You bring in the West to the Midwest, where I've never been before, it is a tough go. And what I've learned is to not turn down the light. Stay bright. Don't listen to the haters and all the white noise. Just keep on doing you, rock it. But coming from that authentic, grounded, positive self, and educate people. My dad ran a community college. He was a dean. My mom and my aunts were teachers. I saw what they did. I didn't want to teach. But brother, all I do is teach math. And it's high critical level thinking, solving for high end. It's algebra. We're just solving for X, right?
Yeah.
What's your budget? We can drip it into a sales price. What's your sales price? We put that into a budget. It's full payment. That's what we do. But we give people options. And there's a lot of people just like, oh, we're selling rate. And you're like a loan jockey.
Yeah.
We're not loan jockeys. Like everybody on this call is an advisor. And it's just embracing that and sharing it. And that's what's getting people off the fence. It's having those warm, honest conversations. Like, you don't have to be scared. We're in a different place. It's been really hard to breathe the last couple of years. Everybody can feel that. For realtors, for lenders, for everybody. Everything's gotten expensive, and it's expensive to breathe. It's coming. That relief is coming. Just trust. And again, you said it perfectly. I don't need to give you my resume. This person, this realtor referred me. If you trust them, like attracts like.
Yep.
We're here to help you. We're your team. And that's where it comes from. Thanks for that, Scott.
Good stuff, Q. Thank you for sharing, man. Thank you. Hey, I want to give a big shout out to Charles. I won't say anything unless you want to say it, but you have a big opportunity you got to run to. And dude, it gives me chills that you are put in that situation. And there's no doubt, no reason that you like. Sometimes I think we even believe ourselves that we're not worthy of what we're. And they called you, so you have an opportunity that you're going to that's gonna put you right where you want to be and give you what you want. So I just want to congratulate you, man, on all you've done and what you do and the opportunity that you have in front of you. And I have zero doubt that you're gonna crush that. So
thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. Hey, everybody, truly appreciate your time. Not Scott, but everybody else. If you get did I provide you value? Because I know I wasn't talking about loans. I wasn't talking about communication. Did I give you value today?
No question.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely. I just want to say
100%.
the universe, talking about the universe, brought you to me today because I've been having. I'm in the middle of feeling huge burnout, and I'm about to book a vacation because and all the things you talk about, you just reminded me that that's my why for, giving people homes that I have one in particular that's from another country, and they came here and they work so hard and they save their money, and I help them become homeowners. And whenever I'm feeling down, I remind myself of that situation and how grateful they were to me. And so you just you kind of saved me this morning. So so thank you.
Amen.
So I'm a flip it on you, Kathleen. Everything happens to me because of my belief. Everything happens for a reason. So if nothing else, God brought you and me together.
Yes.
So that you could share your story and impact me. I could share my story and impact you. And then the both of us go out there and go and impact other people even more. So I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody on this call, but Scott is right. I got to run and everything. So guys, once again, I'm being dead up. If Scott ever gives me the opportunity to come back on and talk with you guys, I got to ask, I'm going to ask you one thing. Have you written down your mission? It's really powerful when you just sit down and just write out your sentence. Who are you? And it's something that you just share with yourself. It's not anything to go out there and post on TikTok or anything. It's just my mission. And then once I'm really, really clear on my mission, it's really easy, like my man in Chicago said, to move out the white noise. God bless, guys. Y'all have a blessed one.
God bless you too.
Appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
Scott, I got to say something, man. We talked yesterday about the Raw channel, right? The MLO Raw.
Yeah.
And then you bring Charles on today, right?
Dude, I'm telling you, man.
Go back to the universe. And here it is, man. Like, this is exactly what we're talking about, getting raw and just putting it out there, because we're people and we have emotions, and it's not all glitz and glam, right? Like, this is what it's all about, like sharing these losses that bring us to wins. So
that's crazy, man. I appreciate you, Devin. Guys, here's another thing about mission. Sorry, I'm gonna run late, but it is what it is.
They'll wait for you. I'll call him.
Like, study. Because Scott knows I literally watched every video to make sure that I was ready for you guys today. I literally watched, and my wife was like, why are you watching every video? You know how to talk to people. I'm like, it ain't about that. I'm talking to people that are making a whole lot of money and they want to make a whole lot more. So I got to bring my Steph Curry. So I watched every video from January to now, as well as I'm like, wait a minute, who's this dude, Devin? What's he doing oh man, he's a Cowboys fan? Oh dear God. Well, I mean, listen, I'm a Chicago Bears fan, so I can't, it is what it is. And I watched, if you guys have not, I need you to go on YouTube. I need you to go to Devin's page. I need you to click on the videos. Then I need you to click on oldest. That man's got some stuff for you. Devin, I watched you. I appreciate you. So your words to me, I truly appreciate you, brother. Now I gotta go.
All right. Hey guys. So just so Devin and I have been. I'll stop the recording.